Hello, geometry classes. So I have filmed today's lesson so that you can watch it and review it from home. And I have a fun little project for us to do this go around. All right, so if we were in the classroom, we would be studying these objects. All right, and so basically what we're studying is we're studying the volume and the surface area of some prisms, cylinders, cones, etc. So we're going to start with prisms. So prisms is anything with a polygon base. This is a square, and it has some height to it. And the top base and the bottom base are the same. All right, so that helps us out as a nice introduction piece, okay? Here I have another prism, all right, and we've got a square base, but the sides are rectangular, all right? And so we're gonna study the volume and the surface area of these, all right? So to study the volume, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the area of the base and then multiply it by the height. And that's gonna give us the volume, all right? And if we measure the base in inches and the height in inches, all right, then the volume is going to be cubic inches. If I measure the base in centimeters and the height in centimeters, then the volume is going to be cubic centimeters, etc. Okay? And then to find the surface area, we're gonna need to find what's called the net. All right? And to find the net, you would take the item and you would take it apart and flatten it out. And this is the net of this particular object. All right? Here were the sides, and they came apart. All right? And here are the two little bases here. All right? So all 6 sides are still here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, a top base and a bottom base. And together, that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces that I would need to find the area of and then add them all together to get the total surface area. All right, and once again, if I measured each one of these polygons in inches, my surface area would be in square inches. If I measure each one of these in centimeters, then my surface area would be centimeters squared. All right, so this is a net. If we were in the classroom, I would pass these around, all right? And you would get out your rulers and you would measure them and you would write it all down and you would figure out the surface area and the volume and you would draw pictures of the nets. But I can't do that. So because you're at home and I'm here and I have these. So I had to get creative. And I had to think, well, how can they do this project from home? And then it occurred to me, something that's very hard to do in the classroom, but it's going to be very easy for you to do at home, is find some boxes around the house. So here I have an empty Cheerios box, I have an empty Jell-O box, and I have an empty pizza box from our cornication that we're doing here at home. And so I'm going to find the surface area and the volume of each one of these. I'm also going to find the net. All right, and then what I want you to do is I want you to do the same thing. I want you to walk around your house. I want you to find 3 empty boxes. They could be from your pantry like I did. They could be an Amazon box that showed up recently. It could be a box from anything, closet, bathroom, you know, any box you have that you're willing to take apart, okay? You may or may not be able to get it back together again, so pick your boxes carefully, all right? All right, so what I'm gonna do, move these out of the way because we don't need these anymore. So, let's start with our Cheerios box, all right? I've got paper, pencil, my calculator, and a measuring tape, okay? And so I'm gonna start with the base, because again, to find the volume, you find the area of the base and multiply it by the height. Dog, quit whining, I'm teaching a class. All right, so I'm going to measure the height of the Cheerios box. All right, and it is a little less than 2 inches. All right, so I'm going to look at the little tiny marks that are in between the 1 and the 2 inch marks. All right, and those represent a 1/16 of an inch. All right, and so I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 sixteenths. So it's 1 and 14 sixteenths. All right, so I'm finding the area of the base. All right, and so one of my dimensions is 1 inch and 14 over 16. I can reduce that down to 7/8 if I want to, okay? And then I'm going to multiply that by the length. All right, so it's between 7 and 8 inches. All right, so again, I'm going to look at 16ths of an inch. All right, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So it's 11. So it's 7 and 11/16. All right, so I'm going to multiply those two together, all right, to get my base. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what I can do with this 14/16. All right, and the decimal equivalent of 14 over 16 is 0.875. So I have 1.875 times, let me find out what 11/16 is. 0.6875. So 7.6875. If you can hear that, it's my dog. I don't know what she's doing. All right, now I'm going to multiply those together. 1.875 times 7.6875. And my base is 14.414. All right, I'm just going to round that to the thousands place. That's good enough. All right, now I need to figure out my height. All right, so to find the volume, that's going to be the area of my base, times my height. So now I need to go find the height of my Cheerios box. All right, so let's do this. All right, I'm gonna go down there. All right, so it's past 11. I'm going to flatten up the top here. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 4/16. All right, so that would be 11 and 4/16. Height is 11 and 4/16. All right, so 14.414. All right, and of course 4/16 is going to be what? 1/4, 0.25, all right? And so we're going to multiply 14.414 times 11.25. Oh, forgot my decimal. 14.414 times 11.25, and that gives me a volume, V, of 162.1575 inches cubed. All right, because I have 3 dimensions. All right, I have length, I have width, and I have height. So those 3 dimensions, I multiplied inches by inches by inches. That gives me inches cubed. All right, so that is my first calculation. All right, so I found the area of the base. Then to find the volume, I did the area of the base times the height to get my total volume there. All right, so now I need to find the surface area of my Cheerios box. All right, so now I'm going to very carefully look for seams. I'm going to very carefully, slow and sure, just going to kind of convince this thing that he needs to come apart for me. All right, I'm going to go down here. Just looking for all the glue lines, looking for all the seams. There we go. I have my net for my Cheerios box. All right, so to find the surface area here, all right, what I need to do is I need to take my sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, my 4 sides, all right, and I need to multiply it. Find all those, I need to not multiply, add. I need to add together 1, 2, 3, 4, my 4 sides, and my 2 top bases, all right? Now, I already have measured, remember, I already measured what that top base was, right? And that was 14.414, okay? So now to find the surface area, all right, I need 2 bases, all right, plus 4 sides. All right, well, I already know that my two bases are 14.414 each. So I have two of those, all right? And now I have two sides that look like this, and I have two sides that look like this, okay? Symmetry is a wonderful thing. All right, so let's figure out what this skinny side is, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go over here, and that is, let's see what we got here. All right, well, this is familiar. This is going to be 1 and 14/16 again. All right, that makes sense that it would be the same as here, okay? So again, a lot of symmetry, okay? So I've got my 14.414. All right, so this is going to be the skinny side. The skinny side. All right, it's going to be 14.414 times, now let's find the length of this side here. All right, and that is going to be 11 and 4/16. So 11.25. 11.25. All right, so we're finding, all right, so the skinny side is going to be the, let's see, 1 and 14/16, so that's 1.875. 1.875 times 11.25. All right, so let's see what we got here. 1.875 times 11.25, and that gives me 21.094. I'm going to round that to the thousandths place, okay? All right, and I have two of these, all right, that are 21.094. So 2 times 21.094. All right, so now I need my two big sides. All right, okay, now I already know the height, don't I? All right, so the height is going to be, let's see, my 11 and 1/4, all right, which is the same as this height over here. All right, now I need the width, all right, and that's going to be my 7, all right, and 11/16. All right, so I'm going to do the large side. I'm going to call this and find that. All right, so again, that was my 7 and 11/16. All right, times my 11.25. All right, and my 7 11/16 was 7.6875 times 11.25, 7.6875 times 11.25, and that gives me 86 point, I'm going to round it to the thousandths, 484. 484. And I have, so that is 86.484 inches squared. And I have two of them. All right, so that's going to be 86.484. All right, so let me show you what I have so far. Okay, so I've got surface area. I've got two bases and four sides, all right? Well, I discovered that I have two of each. I have two bases at 14.414. I have two skinny sides, 2 times 21.094, the area of one of those skinny sides. And I have two large sides, which were 86.484 each, so I have two of those. So I'm going to multiply all this together, multiply each one by 2, and then add, and I'm going to have my total surface area in inches squared. All right, so here we go. Oh, I had to write in material. Okay, so I'm going to do parentheses 2 times 14.414 end parentheses plus parentheses 2 times 21.094 in parentheses, plus, and you can do the multiply, 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 write all those down, and then add, add, add. I'm just gonna try to do it in one step, okay? And then I'm gonna do parentheses, 2 times 86.484. All right, so my total surface area, which I'm gonna call S dot A equals 243.984 inches squared. All right, since a net is flat, it's a two-dimensional object, this is inches squared because I'm talking about the surface area of my Cheerios box, okay? All righty, so I want you to do this for 3 different objects around your house, okay? So this next one, the Jell-O box, I might do this in centimeters, all right? And I would find the area of the base, and then I would find the area of the, the height in centimeters. And if you do centimeters, then do centimeters for surface area and volume. All right, then I would move on to my pizza box. All right, so what I want you to do is find 3 boxes, find the surface area, find the volume, produce a little video just like I'm doing right here, all right, and send it to me. Send me your video of you finding the surface area and volume of 3 different objects around your house, all right, and share your calculations with me, all right, and for that, I will give you 8 homework points, all right, 8 homework points. This is due Friday at midnight, but keep in mind, I'm just going to give you another homework assignment on this one's on Tuesday, due on Friday. I'm going to give you another one on Thursday when we Zoom in, and I'm telling you right now that the Thursday homework is going to be the quadratic formula, and you're going to practice doing some quadratic formula problems, okay? So, as extra credit, add on the tail end of your video, you singing the quadratic formula song. All right, so let's practice together right now. This is worth 1 extra credit point. So in other words, you can make 9 out of 8 on this next homework. 9 out of 8 if you're willing to sing the quadratic formula song, which I know you are. All right, here it goes. All right, opposite B, plus or minus square root, plus or minus square root, B squared minus 4AC, B squared minus 4AC, all over 2A, all over 2A. All right, tack that on at the end and you get another bonus point. All right, kids, have fun. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll be glad to help you out, okay? All right, miss you guys. Talk to you soon.